Which brings us to another question some people may have is why on earth would you uh, s- spend your time sabotaging enemy mines and stealing resources from them? Couldn't you just take them over? And the answer to that is not exactly. If you look right here, you can see there's four obelisk-like structures. Two are blue and two are white. And then if you can see on the map, you'll see there's this blue area here, and then this is where the white area begins. Here is a Might and Magic 6 introduces basically what I'm referring to as, well, was basically similar to what you encounter in like games like Rise of Nations, shoot, Blood Reputation, Rise of Nations, or the best example I can give is the Total War series. In that sense, you know, you had territories. That's basically what this game's become now, a game of territories, where you have different territories with mines, creature recruitment structures, but each territory is defended by a town or a fort. And then in order to take control of the territory, you have to control the fort or the town. Let's turn the volume down on this. Yeah, okay, there we go. But like I say, basically you have to take this over. So if you have mines in your territory, an enemy hero can come in, they can station a hero. If they stay at the mine, then they control it. But if they move away, then the mine returns to your control. So that eliminates that age-old annoying trick of enemy heroes coming in with like a weak army and taking over all your mines, your creature structures, and that kind of thing. So like I say, basically that's how this game is. You've got territories now with a central town or fort. And there's a difference. Some of you may be saying, well, what's a fort? I think it's a new structure introduced in Heroes of Might and Magic 6, and the way it works is it's basically the equivalent of a citadel when attacked. Um, you know, it has that central keep and it has a wall and the defenses around the base structure, but it doesn't have the two arrow towers. So it's a nice little defensive structure for defending certain territories, and it can actually recruit units if there is a structure in the town of the same type as the fort. There's forts for each different race. But the thing is, you now have the ability to convert structures. And the way that works is basically if you conquer another town, you have the option to convert it to your faction. It takes resources though, you know, gold, wood, stone, crystals, and how much it takes depends on how well developed that town is. Also, if you capture enemy creature dwellings, you then have the option to convert those creature dwellings to those of your faction, so that they're increasing the number of units that your faction has, which is nice. And then you can convert different fort types to your faction. And that's important because they've also introduced another new feature in Might and Magic Hero 6, and that is all units you have available from one faction can be recruited from the fort or the town that's able to of the same type. Say I'm bad at explaining things, but basically, let's say I have a sanctuary town that generates units, and then off in the distance I have a sanctuary fort, and in the region that that fort contains, there's a creature dwelling structure that recruits base creatures. If I go to that fort, you know, at the beginning of the week, from that fort I can recruit every sanctuary unit that's available to me throughout my empire. So even the units that were available at the town, I don't have to go back to the town anymore to recruit those units. I can just recruit them all from the fort. So as you can imagine, when you go to advance, you start conquering enemy towns, if you convert them, and then you now have the ability to recruit units from the town you just conquered after you converted. Recruit units from your original town and have them instantly available at the town you just captured. That'll make conquest a lot more quick. None of this running back and forth or having a logistics hero to transfer armies back and forth between you. So that's one of the major changes you need to be aware of in Heroes of Might and Magic 6. Um, it's a system I love, but some people may hate that. Um, like I say, it's a nice little feature though. It because I like the idea of conquering the world, and that's pretty much what it introduces. You know, and I like the idea of when enemy heroes come in, if they don't have the strength to conquer my town, they're going to leave my mines alone. So if you get a good defense in a town, it basically lets me play by my strategy the way I want, which is cool. But that's one of the other major changes.